Okay, good morning, you guys. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Today is the final day of our 3-day challenge. I couldn't be more thrilled about how this challenge has just blown up my inbox. So many of you guys are reaching out. So many of you guys are just blown away by the trainings that I've been offering in this 3-day challenge. So many of you guys are like, wow. I've been teaching this for so many years, right? I love to talk about it. So let me say good morning to you guys. Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Pimmy. Good morning, Kimmy. Kimmy. And Valeria. Good morning. And Stacy and Brenda. Good morning. And whoever's over here on YouTube. Good morning, YouTube. And thanks for, somebody pushed the thumbs up on YouTube already. So that's awesome. So those of you guys that don't know me, right? Hey, Stacy. Those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Brandeline Johnson. I'm also known as Spiritual Awakening Babe across many platforms like Instagram, YouTube. So you can find me, and hey, good morning, Gwendolyn. You can find me on Facebook if you want to connect with me there, Brandeline Johnson. Also, a lot of you guys are watching live on Facebook. Thanks for all the beautiful hearts. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Hey, Mario, I'm glad that you caught this live. I know you were talking about mediumship the other day. And so if you want to connect with us on Facebook, you're welcome to join our community, Your Spiritual Awakening community on Facebook. Good morning, Susie. Hey, MD, Marianne. Thanks for all the little hearts, unless I don't know if you're smiling at me or if that's part of your name on there. I knew I would get tons of people waiting for this because you guys know, if you don't know, we covered clairvoyant psychic seeing and psychic hearing on Tuesday. And then yesterday we just covered psychic feeling, emotional empathy, and psychic feeling, clairsentient physical feeling. And so those are some of the things that we covered. And if you haven't watched it, make sure after you watch today's live that you go back and watch it, right? Literally yesterday, after I did the empath one, I literally had people begging to see the inside of the Alignment Academy, or not the Alignment Academy, excuse me, the Awaken program. Totally delete what I just said. The Awaken program, which is opening to the people that are on the wait list today. If it doesn't sell out, it'll open up to everybody else tomorrow. So we'll talk about that later too. But oh, thanks. You sent the little hearts. I didn't know. YouTube's a little different for me. So Mario sent the smiley face. Yay, Amanda K. Hey, Luann, Susie, and Isabel, Elaine. Hi, right? So glad you caught you live, Brooke. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Isabella Castell. Hi, Mel. Hi, people. Like, hi, people. Everybody's talking to each other. So today we're going to talk about mediumship tendencies. This is going to blow your damn mind. This is going to blow your damn mind. There's so many of you guys walking around that are having symptoms of mediumship, and you think that it's part of your daily life. Again, like I said in the beginning, of the other ones, if I'm describing you, this doesn't mean that you're going to hang up from this live and all of a sudden be a medium, right? This is going to open your eyes to the fact that you have the tendencies. And then when you're working with me to uncover that, I'm going to share all the symptoms. Then I'm going to tell you what ends up happening to the people that work with me that become mediums, right? That develop into it. Hey, Alice, thanks for joining. Anybody that's watching the replay right now, right? We're live right now. But if you come back and you're watching the replay, please leave a comment, say you're watching the replay. It helps keep it bumped up. It helps more people be able to see this. And I super appreciate that because I love you guys and I want to help you, as many people as I can. Hey, Sandy, right? And Michelle. Michelle's joining, and she's medium. She has mediumship tendencies. I could tell the minute I look at you if you have mediumship tendencies. But some of you look a different way, I guess, if you will. So let's just dive into it, right? So yesterday at the end of the training, I was talking about how riled up I get about the link between mental health and spiritual awakening, right? Hey, Nan, I'm glad you're here. The link between mental health and spiritual awakening gets me riled up because just like I'm about to share some symptoms with you guys that is going to leave your mouth falling over to the floor, so too does Big Pharma and their delicious little commercials that they love to share because they are describing you to a freaking T. And then you're like, oh shit, I need to take whatever the fuck pill they're trying to sell you, right? Because they're describing you to a T. It pisses me off. And then they label it. They put a label on you and then they make you take these pills because they can. And because some of these symptoms are uncomfortable for you. So you actually think that you're going crazy. You think you're making shit up. And you're scared to tell anybody. So you end up either finding me, thank God. Spirit sends people like freaking crazy. Especially right now, right before I open the doors to the Awaken program. They're sending people like bananas, right? So either you find me or your parents find me, right? Because a lot of people's parents find me. And then I help you understand that there's not a label, right? And Sherry says, they don't want us awake. Thanks for, is anxiety on the list, Brooke says. Yeah, Sherry says they don't want us awake. So I'm just going to go with what she said. It's 100% true. So let me get you a little bit like excited, right? I work with energy so much so that I want to make sure that everybody's vibrating at the right vibration, right? Because otherwise we're going to manifest something we don't want. So some of this stuff can really piss you off, you know? But I'm excited about it because guess what, guys? Every single one of you that's watching this live or watching this on the replay, right? Every single one of you that's watching this live or on the replay are here to make a change, right? Are here to make a change. If you're having these symptoms, you are being called into action, right? You really are freaking somebody special. You really did come here to do something amazing, and you really have so many more capabilities than you are aware of. So I'll just leave that right there. So Brooke says, is anxiety on the list? Let me just tell you that anxiety is the #1 symptom for spiritual awakening. The #1 symptom. Another one is depression. So let me explain to you why these have to do with mediumship tendencies, right? Not everybody that has anxiety or depression is a medium, right? Or has mediumship tendencies, but most people are, okay? So good morning, Don. Awesome. So what happens is when you wake up and if you have anxiety for 0 reason, right? I love you, Shalise. When you wake up with anxiety for no reason, that's when you're going to ask yourself, why am I so anxious today? Or if you go somewhere and then you leave with anxiety for no reason, you ask yourself, there's no reason I should have anxiety right now. One of the girls in my read program, she was, she's having some major symptoms right now. A lot of you guys are having major symptoms right now because of what's going on in the world. So it's kind of natural for you. Remember yesterday we talked empaths and we talked about how empaths can feel the emotions of others. Well, there's that conscious, there's the collective energy, right? So a lot of you guys are empaths and have mediumship tendencies are going to be feeling anxious right now. But I'm talking about other days, right? Or if you notice that. If you wake up depressed for no reason, you need to reach out and get help for me, right? Valeria says, I've never had anxiety and depression till recently. So this might be some of the reasons why. But we're also being called, like I'm telling you, Spirit is like standing behind me, like pushing development and awakening, you know, on me. That's why I'm teaching you guys all this. And that's why we're going to be doing the Awaken program. But so let me explain to you energetically why you would have anxiety or depression and why that links to the possibility that you have mediumship tendencies. And there's a lot more symptoms, so stick with me. But think of it this way. When you stand next to me, right, you guys feel me, I'm all pumped up. You can feel my energy, right? I'm all pumped up. I'm alive, right? So I'm standing next to you and you're like, wow, Brandaline, like, your energy so off the charts, right? You could feel me and you could feel it on yourself. But what if I was dead? And what if I was standing right next to you and you could feel something changed around you? You can feel something, but you don't see anything and you don't hear anything. So what happens right then? You go into anxiety because you've lost control of your energy. You don't know why. You go into Walmart. Some of this could be linked to empathy, right? But you go into Walmart, people, the dead people, right? I'm talking dead people. When you have mediumship tendencies, you have a light about you that dead people could see. Okay? The dead people see that your mediumship tendencies way before you realize it. So they come flocking to you, especially in a public place, because they see your light, because they believe that you will be able to communicate with their living loved one. So they come at you. This is where the wave of energy will come when we go into a public place, right? You guys are sitting me upside down faces. This is where that wave of anxiety comes. You have to discern whether it's your empathy or your mediumship, right? This is where that depression comes from. Now, here's the thing too. So, for example, you go to the grocery store. You see some lady. Behind the lady is her dead uncle that committed suicide or that died in a tragic or a lower vibrational way, right? And he's really freaking depressed. And he really wants to get a message to her. And he sees your light. And so he ends up following you home, right? Because he wants you to get that message. But all you know is you just feel sad and depressed, right? You just feel sad and depressed. It's because his energy is in your energy field, right? Right. There are a lot, right? So another thing that people have, mediumship tendencies, if they have autoimmune disease. How many of you guys have autoimmune disease? Right? Makes so much sense, right? If somebody's standing right next to you and they're depressed and you feel them, but they're invisible, right? Or also, if you wake up in the morning and you're just so depressed, right? Who has autoimmune disease? I hear them scream at me. I can't see them, right? So and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Who has autoimmune disease? I know there's like tons of you. So the reason why having autoimmune disease is a symptom of mediumship is because you probably had your mediumship light on for a really long time, and you probably always have a pack of people following you, right? And eventually it drains your field, it drains your field, it drains your field, it drains your field. And then your field can't keep up with it, right? And so you get autoimmune disease. It's because you've had a posse. You've had a posse of spirits following you for so long that it drains your field. So, okay, here we go. Let's go through some more. Ready? Are you guys excited? So now I've explained to you a little bit of anxiety, a little bit about depression, autoimmune disease, and then how about schizophrenia, right? I do videos like this a lot because I'm super passionate about the link between mental health and spiritual awakening, right? People that are diagnosed schizophrenia or bipolar also have mediumship tendencies. One of my girls, I can't think of her first name, but her last name's Love. She had a bipolar disorder for over 15 years, worked with me, found out she's a medium, was able to completely handle it after that. So the bipolar example is if I call it the angel and the devil, right? I call bipolar angel and the devil. So they're very highly sensitive. They're mediums with their light on. They get like not a creeper, but they get a lower level hanging around them, and it influences them. Like you can be so influenced by spirit, right? Spirit, just like you like some people that are alive on this planet and you don't like some people that are alive on this planet. Same too for spirit, right? So some of them are really low and they just want to suck your energy and they influence your behavior. So all of a sudden you get super freaking rageful for no reason. And you're like, what's gotten into me? And I love to use that phrase when I do the mediumship one, because if you've ever said to yourself, what has gotten into her? What's gotten into me? you are literally making a literal statement. Something's gotten into you, influenced your behavior. And then the higher part of bipolar is when you're actually back to yourself. You're able to manage your energy. This wave of influence has gotten off of you, right? And when we train together, you're able to completely understand all this and manage it, right? Half the time people reach out to me to get help, to take a program, right? Estefania says her aunt is schizophrenic. So yeah, half the people that reach out to me don't want this. They want to be able to manage it, right? So my great grandma was diagnosed schizophrenic. And I remember always being really scared, like, Mom, is that going to happen to me? Like, is it going to pass down a generation? Well, in reality, schizophrenia, I truly believe, is mediumship. Not all the time. So people get riled up sometimes about this, but I would say most of the time. I really would say most of the time. You're hearing the voices, right? You're hearing the voices, or you're seeing them and you're acting out. And it's so true to you. It's so true to you. It's so real to you, right? So schizophrenia. So these are some of the mental health symptoms that I believe are connected to spiritual awakening, right? Or spiritual symptoms. Now, some of the other things that are linked to your other clairs. I want to know if this is you, right? So remember, on Tuesday, we were talking about clairaudience, psychic hearing. You hear your voice being called, but no one is there, especially in the grocery store. This is clairaudience, sure, but it's a mediumship. It means that you have the tendency to hear the voice of spirit. Be like, Brandeline. I'd be like, no. That's one of my rules. Like, they're not allowed to call my name. My name is so unique that I would be like, no. They talk to me all the time, but if they called my name first, I don't know, it just makes it different that way, right? I could receive information from them. I could feel them. I could deliver it to you. Yeah. So Mel is saying, so those faces that I see floating around are dead people who are following me. Yes. How many of you see faces? Right? How many of you guys see faces when you're closing your eyes at night, or you're taking a shower, or even if your eyes are open and you just start seeing faces in your head or even outside of yourself? That would be linked to mediumship tendencies, right? Those faces are following you because you have a light, right? Let's see what Luann says. Oh, yes. Do you remember Rudin Martin? She has been diagnosed with schizophrenia when she was young, and she sees many entities. I told her she wasn't, and she had gifts and trying to break through, right? Susie sees faces. Gwendolyn sees faces. Alice sees faces. Pammy sees faces. Kimmy says she used to freak out about it. Valeria hears her voice being called all the time. It freaks me out. Her name being called, right? So these are linked to the fact that you have mediumship tendencies. So what happens? Like, imagine working with me in the Awaken program, right? Imagine, what will it be like when you can deliver the messages? What would it be like when you can help somebody stop grieving, right? Amanda Kay says she's been told she has bipolar. Definitely at night, a lot of my family visits me in my dreams. Yeah, dreaming. Yeah, do you dream of your dead people? That's linked to mediumship too. That happens to more people than not, though, because your loved ones really want. I only see my son's face. He's deceased. Maybe I'll see him. Maybe I will see more to help others, right? Like, I get messages like crazy right now. People are like, yeah. So when the people work with me, they end up being able to completely manage their energy, stop being freaking influenced, right? So many people get influenced, right? They're able to channel light beings, right? Think of Laura Masters, if you guys have ever seen her. She went through the Awaken program. She channels them like the Crystalline Collective, or 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 being able to deliver messages in the grocery store, right? That would be like your freebie once in a while. But then they end up wanting a paid session because they're blown away. Being able to receive information from angels, right? That's a mediumship. Being able to channel for the collective, even if you like, for me, I channel, but I don't necessarily know who it is. Heather says, I have bipolar and I hear my name all the time, and my 12-year-old daughter hears her name. So you guys, these are reasons why you need to understand who you are, what you're capable of, and what you came here for. Why do you think you have these tendencies? Why do you think you have them? What are you going to do with them? How are you going to develop them? There's this huge gap. This is just the tip of the iceberg, what I've shared with you this week. All of you guys are going bananas because you're like, I have these tendencies, I have that tendencies, I have these tendencies, right? But what are you going to do with that? How are you going to develop it? And this is where I come into play. This is where my Awaken program comes into play. I will tell you this again. Every single person that goes through the program develops. Every single person that goes through the program develops, because I get a lot of people like, I don't know what gifts I have or if I have gifts, but like those videos you showed me, I was like, yes to this, 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 and this. And I just don't know if I'll be able to develop it. Yes, you will. Yes, you can. And yes, I can help you. I have helped hundreds of people. Every single person that goes through the program develops, right? In their unique way. Because some of y'all are going to be working with angels. Shalise is saying she speaks to angels. Some of you guys are going to be speaking to the crystalline collective. You guys are here to change the world. What's happening on the planet right now is one of the parts of the Great Awakening. We are not going to go back to normal, right? We are being asked to live differently. We are being asked to think differently. There are many things out there that are trying to make you stop being able to think and stop being able to be connected to source, right? I feel like it's our responsibility. I hate to put that on you, but I do, right? I need you for guidance. Thank God I found you. I'm so glad. You guys, if you guys are on the wait list for the Awaken program, as soon as I hang up from the live today, you have first dibs, right? Heather Schick says, how come I'm able to predict the end of a movie or what the person is going to say next? That is part of your ESP. It depends how you're receiving it, right? How cool would it be if you took these misfires, right? Like I was talking to my assistant, Lynette, and I was saying, like, so many people are chatting in our group saying, wow, like, do you see shadows too? Do you hear your name being called too? That's so cool. But these are misfires. This isn't just something funny. This is your purpose. This is your abilities, right? So yeah, you can predict the end of a movie or what the person's going to say next. But when you develop, you will be able to see through time and space. It is the age of Aquarius. As a matter of fact, I did a podcast with Diane Lawson the other day. She's our astrologer, not our astrologer, but she's been on the podcast a couple times. And I'm not an astrologer. So what she said was in this year, in 2020, there are several planets that are moving into Aquarius, and that right now, I felt this. I've been preaching this to you guys all week, for a couple weeks, as we know that this is coming around, right? Right now, it's time to get into that intellect. It's time to develop this, right? But she also went on to say, in case you guys want to know, the podcast just went live yesterday. Is vision blurring ever a sign? So many things are a sign. Like, I can't just say yes if your vision's blurred, it's a sign, because some people might have blurry vision, you know. But if it's in combination with something, then yes, right? So Amanda says, I've been hospitalized since because of my bipolar. I've been very reasonable. I had a very recent spiritual awakening, quote unquote, and many delusions of the Claire very intensely. I would love to work with you, Amanda Kay. I just got Diane's email while listening to you, right? It's on the podcast. Brandaline.com is my website. Go listen to the podcast. It's on there. Yeah. See, Mel's saying it's not funny. We got to develop and put these gifts to use, else I'll go nuts. So I had a meeting with a lot of the alumni, because there's a lot of alumni. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of their testimonies popping up. And one of the girls, Heather Julia Campbell, she's a professional medium now. She literally on her testimony said, if I didn't find you, I probably would have been put in a nut house. Right? And I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm not. I remember she was so scared. She was terrified. And now she's a professional medium, right? So some of you guys out there right now, did you ever even think of the business component, right? Like, I don't push the business component because usually 80% of the people are just like, what the hell is happening to me? Or, oh my God, I want to feel connected. I want to know that I really am special. You guys are special. You came here. It's time to bust through the illusion, right? I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. We are all one. And I am so glad. And I feel so amazing to be in my power, right? And to know that I am serving my mission as my human mission and my purpose. It feels like my heart is like this much out of my body right now because of the gratitude that I feel, because I took that step to develop my gifts, and it changed my life so much that I knew that this was my mission, right? So what are the other symptoms? Okay. Waking up and seeing somebody standing at the end of your bed, dreaming of your past loved ones, coming around the corner and seeing dead people in your house, or like my dead cat. You guys want to hear my dead cat story? I tell it all the time. We love you too. Yeah, I will keep at it because this is my mission, my business, and my life purpose, and it's all connected. So yeah, my ghost cat story really quick. I love to tell my ghost cat. So, and yes, Shalish, you're right. You change yourself within and you will change the world. And that, my friend, is why I am here. Yes, I trained under another medium. Brooke, she's asking, did I? Yeah, you can't do this stuff on your own. Let me promise you. Don't go out there and dabble, my friends, because then guess what? If you think to yourself, oh my God, I got all this information from Brandaline, and now I'm going to go out there and dabble, you will still end up being my client because you're going to have to come to me to get help. It's not a joke, right? Can you talk about remote viewing? Yeah, I love remote viewing. I love remote viewing. So remote viewing, right? First, let me tell you the cat. Okay, so I come around the corner, and I swear to God, there's this ghost cat. And I'm like, we don't have a cat. And it walks into my bedroom. It was so weird. And so you're just like, I just imagine that shit, right? And then and then I come out to the living room, and my husband's watching NASCAR, right? And the guy goes, let's go racing, cats. And the word cats was really loud. And I was like, that is so weird. Like within like 30 seconds. And so I'm just like, nah, that's just weird. Just coincidence. And I shit you not, all of a sudden the whole TV goes meow really loud. And my husband goes, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, we got a ghost cat. We got a ghost cat. So stuff like that. And so Amanda K's saying, can you talk about remote viewing? My hair's all crazy. Remote viewing. So the government started that back in the 50s, I want to say. Somebody could Google that and tell me if I'm right? Sometimes they see shadows passing by. Yep. Seeing a ghost cat lately too. Yep. Somebody says I see dead children standing next to me. And yeah, mediumship for you. I know you were asking about the class yesterday, Dawn. You should get in there. So remote viewing. So they started that. They say that that's not a psychic ability, but I disagree. You're able to get a target. Like, and we do this in the Awaken program. It's super fun. So I'm able to just tell you something like Z1G9. And then I'm going to tell you, that's all I'm giving you. I'm just giving you that number. And then I want you to tell me about it. And so the ability of remote viewing is to be able to get that target and to see through time and space, right? What if I told you that I've seen an alien? That doesn't faze me. What if I told you I was an alien? You guys, nothing surprises me. Trust me when I tell you, nothing surprises me. Because what do you think's in my inbox, right? So, yeah, remote viewing is so fascinating. Oh, and Luann says, I know many viewers that were trained by the military. Awesome. And they supposedly stopped doing it, right? They supposedly don't do that anymore. But when I used to read up on it, way before I could do it, they were able to like pinpoint where the enemy was located, like where the enemy lines were located. And then they were able to see inside the general's body. And they were able to influence the heartbeat of the general of the enemy, right? So it goes really deep. So can you imagine, hey, Moon Moth Goddess, can you imagine having that ability and using it for good? Being able to see inside somebody's body. So, for example, I do that, right? And I don't have like the medical knowledge or terminology rather, but even so, you could see inside somebody's body and you could feel if something's right or wrong. You could describe because, you're intending to see what's wrong. And you could remote view inside somebody's body. I used to go into people's houses all the time, remote viewing. So fun. I was just doing it. Well, I was just doing it the other day for my coach. She lost something. I learned not to say anything that wants to come through me, right, Kimmy? And she had very alien stuff. So you guys, aliens aren't bad. Like half of you are alien, right? We've just been programmed. You've been programmed, in case you didn't know. Just hate to break that to you. And I'm here to unprogram you and reprogram you. Are there bad aliens? Sure. Are there bad people? Yeah. Are there good people? Yeah. Are there good aliens? Yeah. I mean, a lot of people will end up working with, right? Who do you think the Crystalline Collective is? They're not, my connection. The Crystalline Collective is not just humans hanging around somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So this is so interesting, isn't it? Right? I could talk all damn day long. Sometimes I do. So are you guys excited about the Awaken program? Tell me how many of you guys want to sign up. Tell me. So let me tell you about it really quick. The Awaken program is the complete. Do I do private readings? I'm not able to serve you guys in that capacity anymore. So I no longer do private readings. I do coaching. So if you guys are interested in coaching, which is more of a longer term thing, fantastic. I right now totally recommend the Awaken program. If the people that are signing up for the Awaken program, you can send me your selfie. I'll read you really quick. But I'm not going to get on the phone for a reading. You know what I mean? But I'll read you. So everybody's saying, yes, they want the Awaken program. So Dawn says she's pumped. Shelly says yes. Juliet says yes. Heather says yes. Stephanie is going to have to hit the replay. Justin just jumped on. So the Awaken program has 15 weeks of content, right? Sorry to ask you guys, but is seeing great? Is seeing shadow, seeing dead people? Okay, I'll come back to you really quick. Morning from California. Hey, I'm in Vegas right now. normally in Michigan, but I'm in Vegas for the winter, right? So how long is the Awaken course? It's 15 weeks of content, but the live program is 10 weeks. So as soon as you sign up today, if you're on the wait list, only the wait list people could get in today. And if we don't sell out tomorrow. Yep. Medium Star. She loves Vegas. Oh, I thought you were saying you were here. Okay. Gwendolyn says yes. Estefania says yes. Okay. It's 15 weeks of content. You get pre-work. So as soon as you sign up, you get like 3-4 weeks of content released to you right away. Then we do the 10 weeks together as a group. Okay. And each week we unlock more information, and we literally go through psychic seeing, psychic hearing, psychic feeling, mediumship, animal communication, angels, right? Your spirit guides, how to communicate, how to strengthen your communication, how to build your communication, how to speak to the dead. We'll do all of that. You don't have to do the mediumship section if you don't want. Everybody ends up doing it. But some people coming into it, they're like, ooh, one of the girls that accepted my private invite, Rachel, she's like, I don't want to do the mediumship part. I'm like, you don't have to, but guess what? That part's towards the tail end of it. So once you get there, you'll be like, oh, please, right? It's so, like, I never intended to speak to dead people. Did not want it. No, thank you. And then all of a sudden I did it on accident. I didn't know that the person was dead, right? Janice says, yes. Brooke says she can't afford it. How does she know she can't afford it? Everything in its right time, right? Mediumship is wonderful. See, a medium star, she's a medium, so she knows. It's wonderful, loving, and peaceful. And tell them, medium star, how amazing does it feel that you are in your purpose and you are doing mediumship readings? How amazing. Will I do any witch stuff? Well, it's all witchy if you ask me. Yeah, and it's healing, right? See, I just sold Medium Star is going to be booked. I'm so excited for the mediumship part, right? They're chasing me down. Well, Mel, as soon as I saw your picture, Mel, I was like, holy crap. People love hearing from their loved ones, right? So my mom passed away almost exactly a year. What the hell is today? Right? What is today? Today's the 16th. She passed away on the 19th, right? Last year. So it's almost been a year. I did not want to get a mediumship reading from her because you know how it is. Like for me anyway, I'm like, I could hear her, you know what I mean? But son of a gun, somebody snuck one up on me and I cried my face off in front of all the people on the call. It was funny, right? Whatever spirit wants me to do, Rachel says. Awesome. And I love that. You're working for and through spirit, or working through and whatever for spirit, right? It's like the best job you can ever have. There's no feeling like it, right? Thank you, Medium Stars 416. So in 3 more days. Mom, right? But she came through, on accident. I cried my face off, right? Yeah. Because I feel the love, right? Yeah. I think when you are a medium, maybe you don't get readings as much. I don't know. But I have my people that I go to, right? So somebody was saying, if I see shadows of people, is that mediumship? That's going to be clairvoyance, right? Psychic seeing and the shadows. So, I mean, yeah, you're seeing something. The point here is like people keep asking, like, is this a sign? Is this a sign? The point is, guess what? If you want to be a medium, take the class. And you will be. You guys are a divine source, right? Every single person develops because you are one with all of us. We're all a spark of the divine. But right now, you're being asked to wake up. That's why you guys are all watching this. That's why you guys are all having these symptoms. You are special, and it's time for you to own up to it, right? What does my coaching entail? So for now, like I'm pushing the Awaken program, and you can do an upgrade. And then you would be able to communicate directly with me throughout the program. Or my regular coaching without any program is going to be a 3-month coaching commitment. And we do bi-weekly phone calls, and you get unlimited Boxer access, which is like an app. I also used to read objects and have clairs, and I love helping people. Medium Star says, yeah, right? So, yeah. So again, the Awaken program goes from the very beginning all the way to the freaking end. It will blow you open. It will blow you open, right? Yes. AMD, thank you for the shadows, and I would love to look into your class. Perfect. So I'm going to hang up on here. I love you guys so, so much. Those of you guys watching on YouTube, follow me, follow my channel. We load, we load different videos up a couple times a week on there. And if you want to be in our community, your spiritual awakening community, and if you want to reach out to me on Facebook, just so we could be spiritual, connected spiritually, my name is Brandaline Johnson, right? Mostly helping people because we're all one. And I think that's amazing. And I don't know if Medium Star has it as their business. I'm assuming she does because that's her name, right? So how do we know when you're on? So I know I could watch your daily. Monday through Friday, I go live in your spiritual awakening community at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, right? I'm not on a wait list, though. This is my first live session here. I love it. Thank you. Just happened to catch you live, Alice. Yeah. Yes, you guys are so welcome. This is my jam. This is my business. This is why my business is so successful right now. Because why? Because them. They want this message to get out. I'm doing it. I'm working for the man. I'm working for the invisible man. And it's the most amazing feeling, right? I mean, can you feel it? You can feel it. Do you want to feel this way? Let's work together. So I love you guys. Reach out to me if you have questions, okay? My inbox was blown up yesterday. So I love you. I will see you guys all soon.